course, DeWanna Bonner comes in. She gets booed by Fever fans, and I said, oh shit, here we go. Because after the game, we'll probably hear from Melissa Thomas talking about how racist Indiana Fever fans are, how vicious Indiana Fever fans are. No space for hate. No space for real sports fans. Question mark. You can't boo. Somebody was going to get their thong in a bind. Somebody was going to get their wig blown off by the booing on DeWanna.
Indiana Fever fans booed Dana Bonner like she slashed their tires, and Kalia Copper wasn't having it. Now she's taking the whole fan base to task like it's leg day, and honestly it's elite. Who knew clapping back in the W felt like a collision sport? Somewhere between a WWE promo and a masterclass in mic drops, Copper might have just crowned herself the league's official vibe enforcer. This isn't just shade, it's a full-blown storm. And we're sitting courtside.
Start with DeWanna Bonner getting booed as soon as she entered the game. Shout out to all the fans in the building that were like, you know what? You did this organization dirty. You did the fans dirty. You did your teammates dirty. Our first chance we get when you come into the basketball game, we are going to boo you and boo you so you hear it.
Kalia Copper looked genuinely baffled, like someone just told her avocado toast was a scam. She couldn't quite process why Indiana Fever fans were booing Dana Bonner like she'd canceled their Netflix. Bless her, because she clearly thought this was just another Wednesday night tip-off, not a full-blown emotional WWE crossover. You could practically see her eyes darting around like, wait, did we just stumble into someone's Marvel villain origin story? Nope. Just Indiana being Indiana.
Oh, that's hate. No, I just don't know, and I don't really care. Okay? So anyway, nonetheless, last night, good win. Good win from the Fever. Ari McDonald, Leah Boston. Leah Boston turned into a mad person in the fourth quarter last night. But, of course, let's set the table for these comments from Kaylee Copper, because she's the one that went after the fans. She's the one. Blew her wig right off. They were booing so hard, it blew my wig right off. Man, I hadn't seen this kind of fire since dildo.
The way Copper defended Bonner, you'd think the crowd was booing Mother Teresa for a travel call. And to be fair, she wasn't wrong for sticking up for a teammate. She was just hilariously unaware that pro sports don't run on logic, they run on vengeance, pettiness, and the kind of irrational loyalty that makes fans feel personally betrayed by someone they've never even met.
I mean, I don't understand, you know, like, she's a legend, and just all the things that she's done for the league, and just the disrespect, I can't get down with it. They booed her. She didn't say a word to the crowd. People talk some trash to her, but you know, we had her back. But it's just very distasteful for what their fan base is doing, as far as when it comes to DB, because it's just like, she's just the sweetest soul. And the situation didn't.
Because this was never about Dana Bonner, the player. This was about Dana Bonner, the traitor, the turncoat, the Benedict Arnold of bounce passes. Fever fans didn't see a seasoned vet. They saw the ex who vanished after a summer fling, only to reappear 6 months later glowing and unbothered. The betrayal wasn't about points or minutes. It was in the vibes.
I told y'all, go back to the video I put up this morning. I told y'all something was coming in the post game. I told y'all. Now, I wasn't exactly right. We didn't get DeWanna Bonner or Alyssa Thomas at the podium screaming racism. Not yet, at least. Not yet. But we did get Kalia Copper at the podium complaining about the Fever fans, like I told y'all they was going to do. They was going to make this about the Indiana Fever fans rather than them getting that ass waxed.
And poor Copper trolled straight into a landmine wearing emotional Crocs. She mistook the booing for some lighthearted disapproval, like pineapple on pizza discourse. What she didn't realize was that this was deep-rooted Midwestern heartbreak. These fans weren't just mad, they were wounded. The kind of wounded that leads to blocking someone on every app, then still watching their stories on burner accounts. The kind that writes long Facebook rants ending with, "just saying." Bonner could have cured cancer and reinvented sliced bread, and they still would have booed her like she bailed on a group project and took the snacks. Because that's the thing about sports fans. They'll love you like family until you leave. One contract move, one misread of loyalty, and you go from hero to villain real quick. Copper thinking this was just normal crowd noise that's like walking into a Shakespearean tragedy and asking why everyone's being so dramatic.
I can't believe this, man. I just finished watching Kalia Copper complain about the Indiana Fever fan base booing DeWanna Bonner. She thought it was distasteful. She doesn't understand. She said DeWanna Bonner's done so much for the WNBA. She's such a sweetheart. And this is what you talking about. You do get it. You understand quite clear why she got booed. Same way she gets it. She knew she was going to get booed. Let's not act stupid now. Come on, B. She came to Indiana, got a max contract, played a handful of games, which she was terrible, and then quit on the team.
It wasn't just that Dana left, it was how she left. The optics, the whispers, the slow burn conspiracy theories. Fans were out here building Reddit threads like crime scenes, complete with timestamps, screenshots, and emotional forensics. To them, this wasn't a simple transfer, it was a dagger to the soul, disguised as a no-look pass. So when Bonner stepped onto that court, all smiles like she hadn't just ghosted an entire city, the crowd responded the only way a scorned fanbase knows how. They booed like rent was due. The same way you curse out the microwave when your leftovers are still frozen in the middle. Irrational. Yes, but incredibly therapeutic. What Copper missed is that this wasn't about logic or sportsmanship. She walked in like she'd just returned from a silent retreat, glowing, centered, completely unbothered. No groveling, no cryptic Instagram caption, just vibes. And to Indiana fans, that felt less like closure and more like a step-back jumper straight to the heart.
Leah Copper with an embarrassing statement at the post-game podium after the Indiana Fever defeated them 107-101 in a DeWanna the Scammer Bonner return game, in which she had 2 points and stunk it up. This should probably be her last season. She's cooked. So let's take a look at Kalia Copper, who we just let you get. We didn't even get crazy with you with the wig thing. Like, we didn't even get crazy with you. So you doing this like.
So when Copper defended Bonner with a casual, "Why are y'all mad?" it was like walking into a breakup brunch and saying, "He seems nice though." Wrong time, wrong place, completely wrong read of the room. Because Indiana fans weren't just mad, they were heartbroken. Their vibe was, you don't get to ghost us and waltz back in like this is just another Tuesday night on the schedule. Not today. Not ever, and it's not like fans are incapable of forgiveness. They'll welcome you back with open arms if you return with groveling, a tear-streaked interview, and maybe a signed jersey or two. But Bonner didn't flinch. She wasn't here for redemption. She was here to drop buckets and rack up W's like they were Girl Scout cookies. And that the ease, the audacity, the clear sense that she'd moved on, that's what stung. She looked healed. Meanwhile, fans were still emotionally stuck in 2023. And Copper? She was courtside, squinting at the crowd like, is it me? What she'd actually walked into was less a basketball game and more a live, televised group therapy session. Every whistle, every rebound, every sub felt like a flashback. The fans didn't show up for a game, they came looking for justice.
He's gonna get booed. Let me tell you something. Was it distasteful when she climbed the rankings for the all-time scorer and this same Indiana Fever fan base gave her a standing ovation? Did you call that distasteful? You don't control fans. And Kalia Copper, last I checked, you was from Philly. You was from Philly. The Flyers. What are we talking about? The Eagles. What are we talking about? The Phillies. Your fans are crazy. So don't act all shocked and call things distasteful. You might get your Philly pass.
And honestly, you've got to respect it, because only in sports do thousands of people coordinate their heartbreak like a choir of chaos. Where else can you scream at a millionaire with full conviction and zero consequences? Where else can strangers become best friends for 3 hours over shared delusions and wild Reddit-fueled conspiracy theories? This isn't dysfunction, it's tradition. And to be fair, Bonner doesn't exactly diffuse the drama. She doesn't just hoop, she performs. That cool, veteran calm? It's catnip for chaos. She's not just a baller, she's a walking eye roll to every crowd that's ever felt left behind. So when she hits a jumper, jogs back without even glancing at the booze? That's throwing gasoline on an already blazing emotional dumpster fire. Meanwhile, Kappa's still trying to decode the vibe, probably texting her group chat like, "Y'all, Indiana is mad. And that's the kicker, this isn't even Kappa's beef. She just showed up to play ball and accidentally stepped into a civil war. But that's the thing about fans, they're not powered by logic. They run on pure emotion, nostalgia, and an unshakable grudge. Dana Bonner didn't just leave a team. She left a crater in the soul of a fanbase that genuinely believed she was one of them for life. And Copper, she tried to hand out free hugs in the middle of—
We gotta talk about it, y'all. We gotta talk about it. Khalil Copper ended up being spotted in this interview talking about the booze for DeWanna Bonner, man. I mean, look, you know, at some point, the women gotta understand, it's a part of sports, all right? Like I stated in my last video, it's all about sports. This happens in sports.
So yeah, Copper didn't get the booze and maybe she never will, but now she knows. This isn't just basketball. This is personal. This is petty. This is professional sports at its messy, magnificent finest. And just when you thought the drama meter couldn't spike any higher, in strolls the plot twist rocking designer shades and a near-max contract. Because let's be real, this wasn't just a player switch. This was a full-blown soap opera, scripted in bold fonts with a side of rogue player empowerment. Dana Bonner didn't just change jerseys, she executed a one-woman power play so audacious it could have been directed by a Bond villain. She took the bag, the near-max blow up your old team and smile about it kind of bag. The let me hold the franchise hostage with no press conference and perfect nails kind of money. And the real trick, she didn't play, didn't get traded, didn't offer a statement, didn't blink. If there's a Mount Rushmore of WNBA passive-aggressive power moves, she's now etched in stone right between a side eye and a subtle subtweet. She didn't just stir the pot. She launched it into orbit, handed everyone a spoon, and made them pretend it was all part of the game plan.
Clap, and she ended up getting clapped by the Indiana Fever. Nasty work, Satusa Bali. You played like trash, by the way.
That is the first 2 seconds.
Look at Satu clapping. She gets booed as well. She gets booed as well. And that's going to be DeWanna Bonner's only 2 points she scores this game at the free throw line. DeWanna Bonner, thank you. Come again. We'll see you next time. Alyssa Thomas, you knew Alyssa Thomas was going to come in here and say, how can I manufacture another investigation into the Indiana Fever fan base?